Welcome back to Rich Words Music, where today we're looking at this. It's the Harmony Guitars Silhouette Flame Maple Top Edition in transparent blue finish. Now, Harmony Guitars have been around in one way or another since 1892, so they're one of the older builders out there, but most guitar players, I think, will remember this kind of brand and this kind of guitar from the garage rock explosion of the 50s and 60s. There were many guitars sort of like this out there at the time, with gold foil pickups with really sort of retro looking designs, which weren't really retro back then, but they are now. And those guitars made a bit of a comeback in the early 2000s. Guitar players like Jack White and Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys loved playing old guitars similar to this one, and now you've got players like St. Vincent doing the same thing, and lots of modern guitar companies make their own newer versions of retro rock, garage rock sorts of guitars, and they kind of marry old school looks and retro sort of pickups like this, but with modern school 21st century playability and tones. And that is what we should have here with the Harmony Silhouette. Now, the Harmony brand was revitalized in 2018 when it was purchased by BandLab Technologies, and these guitars are actually made in America to the very highest of standards. They're actually built in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and as many of you will know, that's where Gibson Guitars used to be built, in the same factory. So we can expect very high build quality throughout from this guitar, but what else can we expect? I mean, it's Harmony, so it's a bit of an under the radar sort of a brand right now. Well, what I'm going to do in this video is first tell you about the features and specs of this guitar, then we're going to play it in as many different musical styles as I possibly can for you, so you can really hear the full extent of these gold foil pickups, and at the end I'll give you a few more detailed opinions on what I think about the guitar, having had it and played it extensively over the past few weeks. So let's go into those specifications and features then. The Silhouette has Harmony's beautiful offset double cutaway design, so really great upper fret access. We've got this beautiful transparent blue flame maple top here. It really looks fantastic, and the body underneath that is alder. You can actually see that the alder extends here to the front of the body there, so you can see the alder underneath. It's a very nice touch, looks very cool, and on the back we've just got a darker blue and the alder, along with a big tummy cut there, and you can see that we've got a 3-bolt bolt-on neck as well. On the front of the body we have this white, black-white scratch plate. The sticker is still on from whoever had the guitar before me, so the USA flag is still there. If you were buying the guitar, you could just whip that off if you so desired. And when it comes to the pickups, we have that pair of custom wound Harmony mini humbucking gold foil pickups with orange drop capacitors in there. It might look a little bit tarnished, the covers of these pickups. Again, that's because this guitar is not new. Other people have played it before me, and there's just a bit of tarnishing that has happened due to the playing and presumably hard rocking and sweating that has gone on. Looking down here, we have what looks to be a Telecaster style of bridge. We've got 3 compensated saddles there, and it's a custom half bridge design, so much smaller than your big ashtray sort of a bridge. And moving down to the bottom of the body, Harmony's iconic cupcake knobs there. I really like these. We have one for your volume and one for your tone, so they look cool. Everything about this aesthetic marks this out as a cool retro rocker, but it's married to the modern playability of the neck. And if we move up to the neck here, you can see that we've got an ebony fingerboard on this model, 22 medium jumbo frets here. The scale length is 25 inches and the fingerboard radius is 12 inches, so very much modern feel and playability there. The guitar is nitro finished, by the way, as is the maple neck, and it's a comfortable medium C shape in terms of playability on the neck. Now, the nut is bone. If I flick it up there, we can see that cool old school looking Harmony headstock, and we have locking tuners on the back there, Harmony's own brand, I guess. So that is the Harmony Silhouette Flame Maple Top Edition, and the one special feature, the one bonus that I haven't shown you yet, is the fact that it comes with a mono vertigo soft case padded gig bag. These cost about $250 on their own. They're the chunkiest, best padded gig bags that I personally have ever come across. So a fantastic thing to protect your $1,700 American-built guitar. Now, I should also quickly just say that this Flame Maple Edition is no longer built, so you'll have to find one used if you want to get one, but Harmony does make this guitar in a standard top edition in a few different colors for around $1,200 or $1,300, and it also has a rosewood board instead of the ebony board that is on this guitar, so a few small differences there. Anyway, what we're going to do now is play this guitar in as many different musical styles and settings as possible. So my rig for today is going to be my Hughes & Kettner Black Spirit 200 amp. We'll start on the amp's clean channel and we'll play some clean stuff, some blues, some folk, some pop, some funk maybe, see how the gold foils handle that. Then we'll go onto the crunch channel of the amp and head into classic rock and indie rock territory, maybe do some garage rock as well, because that's what this kind of guitar was originally built for. Then we'll go up to the amp's lead channel, try some harder rock and some punk rock as well. And finally, we'll go back to the amp's clean channel, I'll kick in my Rev G3 distortion pedal, we'll tune the Silhouette down to drop D and see how it handles a bit of chugging. Enough talk then, it's the Harmony Silhouette Flame Maple Top Edition in transparent blue. Let's play it now and we'll speak in more detail about it afterwards. Okay then, so that was the Harmony Silhouette Flame Maple Top Edition in transparent blue, and I hope you enjoyed the playing and the tones. Now for me personally, this guitar has the classic retro looks, but it has modern playability as well, and an array of amazing tones. And that's kind of my review in a nutshell, so switch off now if you're done. But let me, if you'd like, tell you my more thorough opinions and thoughts about this guitar, and having played it fairly extensively over the past few weeks. Now, first impressions of a guitar are always really important, especially if it's a more expensive guitar like this one at about 1,700 euros or dollars. And when I got it out of the box, I was delighted to see that we got that mono gig bag, which at about $250 should be really, really good, and is. It's the chunkiest and thickest and best padded that I've ever personally seen. I've done quite a bit with mono gig bags before. I've seen them at 42 Gear Street events, and they really, really are amazing gig bags. So it's great knowing that your guitar is coming in a bag like that. Of course, it could be cheaper if it didn't ship in a bag like this, but I just love the fact that you get the two together. That's really, really nice, and it really gives you a sense of security as well. Upon getting the Silhouette out of the bag, I was blown away by that blue, transparent flame maple finish. It looks absolutely lovely. It's a bit blingy for a sort of retro garage rock sort of a looking guitar, but it does the job, and it is absolutely fantastic to look at, especially if you're a sucker like I am for a nice blue guitar. So very, very nice looking, and the weight on this guitar is great as well. This specific one is 3.2 kilograms, which is a smidgen over 7 pounds, so very much a comfortable guitar. And despite being offset, it balances well on a strap if you're standing up, and it's really great to play sitting down as well, so no problems there either. And when it came to picking up the guitar and actually playing it, it was instantly obvious that this is top-notch in terms of build quality, as you would expect at this price point. The nitro finish has been done perfectly on the neck and on the body. The board, the medium jumbo frets, it's all perfectly done, nicely rounded edges, feels lovely to play. The bone nut cut to perfection, intonation perfect. Of course the locking tuners work perfectly. Of course all the hardware does its job. Everything as you would expect to a fully professional level. And of course that aids with the playability too. I really, really enjoy the medium C-shaped neck on this guitar. It feels really natural in the hand. The nitro finish has been applied sparingly and perfectly, and of course the perfectly cut nut and the locking tuners mean that everything stays in tune no problem. And the neck is a modern feeling joy to play, you know. You've got this 25-inch scale length, you've got that 12-inch fingerboard radius, so fairly flat. It's really good for playing chords, it's really good for single notes, solos, and bending notes as well. In terms of the rest of the playability, the body on this guitar aids that. You've got great upper fret access, it feels nice and thin and streamlined. You've got a tummy cut here on the back, so really, really comfy to play. And of course, those iconic cupcake knobs are really easy to actually use as well. So not only do they look super cool, but they're very practical too. And now we come to that other crucial aspect of this guitar, and that is the tones. How do these gold foil mini humbucking pickups sound? Well, in my opinion, they sound fantastic. I love mini humbuckers. I've had a couple of other guitars on the channel here, and not enough makers make guitars with mini humbucking pickups. The original gold foils would have been single coil, of course, but these mini humbuckers give you an extra amount of versatility, and this guitar can play pretty much everything. Mini humbuckers for me have the advantages of single coils and full-size humbucking pickups, and none of the drawbacks. They don't have the unwanted noise that you get with single coils, and they don't sound as thick and flubby with higher gain as full-size humbuckers do, at least in my opinion, and that holds true here as well. This guitar does those amazing retro garage rock sort of tones, but it does everything else too. Starting with the clean sounds, we had lovely sparkly, folky, poppy and funky tones as well. Really, really decent for all of those. I love the combination of both pickups on together on clean sounds. That just works perfectly for me. And when we went up to the Amps Crunch channel, we got those amazing indie rock tones, garage rock tones, and classic rock sounds as well that I love mini humbucking pickups for. Lots of spank and bite, lots of clarity as well. Just a perfect overall tonal representation of the sort of sound that I had in my head. So I really, really enjoy this guitar for those sort of tones. And going up to harder rock and punk rock as well, these really snarl. They almost snarl a bit like a P90. They've got that lovely top end, they've got a mid-range push as well. They're just fantastic pickups for all of the above. And even tuning down to drop D and using a lot of gain on the Rev G3 pedal, these pickups will do metal as well. It's not a natural guitar for metal, I don't think, but it will do it. So if you want to get a guitar that will cover all of the tonal ground that you could ever imagine and then some, then I think the Silhouette with these mini humbucking gold foil pickups is going to be an excellent choice, and you should probably consider it if you've got the budget for one in any case. In terms of sounds, I absolutely love this guitar. Now, as I said earlier in the video, you can't get this flame maple top version of the Silhouette anymore, but if you're looking for competition for it for other instruments, well, fear not. There is a current Silhouette model by Harmony Guitars that doesn't have the flame maple top, and it has the rosewood board too, and that's about $400 or $500 or euros cheaper than the flame maple top version, so that's about $1,200, $1,300 or euros. So an affordable, higher mid-price sort of an instrument, but very much worth looking at if you really dig this design and want to rock a Harmony. Harmony have a number of other guitar models as well that if you're interested in looking for something a bit quirkier, I would really recommend checking out too. They've got the Jupiter model, they've got the Comet, the Rebel, and the Traveler-sized Juno model as well, so those are also going to be worth checking out. All made in America, all fantastic instruments too at their own thing. Now when it comes to other guitars that sort of give this one a run for their money, well, you're probably going to be looking at Fender offsets. Currently the American Professional 2 lineup is similarly priced to this guitar. Lots of different options there in terms of finishes, in terms of fingerboard woods, different pickup types, different bridges, Jaguars and Jazzmasters, and so on and so on. So give those a look if that's the kind of budget you're looking for. And if you also want the extra pickup options and the extra sound options that you get with some of the Fender offsets. Interestingly, Fender are also in early 2023 offering a gold foil mini humbucking lineup of guitars featuring Telecasters and also featuring Jazzmasters too. Those are priced similarly to the standard Silhouette model and are kind of pretty cool looking. I haven't got to play one yet, but I hope to get to try one in the near future. When it comes to other competition for the Silhouette, I was thinking more along the lines of what else is out there with mini humbucking pickups. And as I said earlier in the video, there's really not that much. I wish there were more options when it came to mini humbuckers, especially at the more affordable side of things. But one guitar that I can heartily recommend is the vintage V100 in wine red. I've got a full video of that guitar on my channel that you can watch after this one if you like. That's a Les Paul style guitar with Wilkinson mini humbuckers in it, and it sounds absolutely fantastic. I really, really like that guitar. Very, very cheap. Not made anymore either, I don't think, but you can pick them up for great prices used as well. Otherwise, you've got to think, if you want mini humbuckers for much quirkier models, you've got to think about something like the Music Man St. Vincent signature models, which is a signature model, and you might not go for it if you're not into St. Vincent, although those are very, very cool guitars indeed. Then there's a couple of other more interesting models that have them, like a few Epiphone semi-hollow guitars, like the Uptown Cat, for example, and one other guitar that I have experience of with mini humbuckers is the fantastic, delectable Tone Fuchs Diner. Again, video on that if you want to see that. That had Lola mini humbuckers in it and was a fantastic guitar, but at over 4,000 euros, very much the most boutique end of boutique that you can get to. In terms of other mini humbucking guitars, there's not a lot out there, so think about other quirky things that you could go for. Maybe the lipstick pickups in a guitar like a Dan Electro would work well for you if you're looking for something like this on a slightly different sort of a theme. But there's not that much competition out there, and I would heartily go for the slate version of the standard Silhouette with a Bigsby, which you can also buy these days for around $1,500 or euros. And so overall then, my conclusions on this guitar is that it is an absolutely fantastic instrument. I didn't have that many expectations when it was sent to me to make this video, but I love retro looking guitars and I love guitars that actually play nicely as well. This guitar has all of that. It looks beautiful, it looks fantastic, it looks old school, but it plays like a brand new guitar, and with these mini humbucking gold foil pickups, it sounds fantastic for pretty much any kind of music that I can personally play. It's built to almost perfect standards across the board. It comes with that fantastic mono soft padded case as well, so pretty much full marks for everything in terms of this guitar for me. It's wonderful, and if you ever get the chance to try one for yourself, I would heartily recommend that you do so. I hope that this video has answered all of the questions that you might have had about the Harmony Silhouette, but if there's anything else you'd like to know, drop me a comment down there and I shall try and answer you to the very best of my ability. And hey, if you're still around, it would make my day if you consider giving the video a like or even subbing to my little channel, because that really does help. But that's been it for today's video. I've been Rich for Rich Words Music, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.